That's funny. Jordan just called. My friend Sam was talking about her boyfriend, so that's funny. Anyways, that's why the video just got cut off for those who actually know what I'm talking about. So, as I was saying, the lunar cycle is so very important, I find, to understand. It's just it's so rich, just understanding that with each new moon there comes a new promise, new potential. And I'm not actually really well versed in the growing cycles, like I was just saying, agriculturally utilizing the passage of the moon. But I want to say, if there's ever a time to plant, new moon would be it, because I know, at least for us as a species, as life here on Earth, when our astronomical neighbors are basically situated in a new moon fashion, it is a new emotional cycle for us. It's fascinating, really, how the two cycles, the solar and the lunar cycles, intermingle, because the new moon is always when the sun and the moon are directly conjunct, and basically the new sign that the sun occupies. For example, at the making of this video, we're in Aries, so the new moon of Aries was basically the first week of Aries. Aries starts every year, basically March 20th to about April 20th, and so it's always within like the first week and a half of the sun being a new sign that we have our new moon, where the moon joins the sun in that sign, and then full moon is 2 weeks after that. It's very interesting how we've cataloged it, and how so much for granted we take it, that we've cataloged all of our understandings of the days and years and months and all that basically off of the solar and lunar cycles, because basically each quarter of the moon is equal to a week. Our month. It's very fascinating. A month is a full lunar cycle. And so, just understanding where we are lunarly, if you will. For example, right now we're in the time leading up to full moon. We just had our first quarter, actually. In fact, we're still in first quarter, because moon's in Cancer, new moon in Aries, like I was just saying. Oh God, it's gonna be madhouse. So, anyways, I really recommend exploring lunar cycles. Hold on, this is crazy. Meow meow, meow meow, come here. Meow meow, come here. Come here. Come here. You're such a little warrior dog. Anyways, like I was saying, that's why it's so important to understand the lunar cycles, because when you're consciously very aware of it, and especially being born on this cusp of the lunar and solar energies, when you're aware of the new moon, the full moon, first quarter, third quarter, it's not just the moon, really. You're also being aware of the sun. You're being aware of this larger passage of time, this larger cycle. And it's really beautiful to see the two interact and impact us in such novel, important ways. And that's for us as a human species, let alone with those of us who have this cusp. Like I've said in the previous videos of this cusp, I have this energy natally. My moon is on the Cancer side, and my rising's on the Leo side, and as well as my Venus is on the Leo side. So from my personal experience, I really enjoy, and I've been enriched by my understanding of the moon's cosmological cycles and the sun's. And it may seem really complicated, but it's really not. Just understanding full moon, new moon, and all that. Basically, new moon, like I was saying, is when the sun and the moon are conjunct in the same sign. Full moon is when the sun is opposite the moon, and that's fascinating too. It's a whole nother... Actually, I've done a video, I think, on the phases of the moon, but I'll have to expand on it, because there's just so much to understand and explore, and in general with these cycles, let alone if the sun is in Taurus, and then the full moon would be in Scorpio, and what does that mean? And the first quarter would then be in Leo, and what does that mean? It's just fascinating. So, as a fellow Cancerian Leo person, studying the moon and the sun would be absolutely enriching. And just musing on the different seasons and what that means for us in the span of a year would be really enriching as well, for sure. And again, I don't know if I added this in my first video, but with this energy, you are born to guide and lead others. You're born to raise them up, as a parent would, out of love and out of knowing that they can accomplish it. And rather accomplish their dreams, you know, loving people for who they are. And so I really urge you to express that love, however it feels comfortable to you, however it works for you, to express that guidance. The way that the sun and the moon guides the earth is the way Cancer and Leo individuals guide the earth. And not to feed our, you know, because both of these energies can get, especially Leo, can get very much about pride and power and all that. So let's not get caught up in the ego trappings of all that. Let's just face it, that the moon and the sun is very good at nurturing other people's aspirations, their selves, their egos, their just who they are as people. And it's a really important role. Out of every single energy has its role, none more important than the other. But it's really important to understand the beautiful, special role that Cancer and Leo energy has here on Earth. It really does foster our hearts, our ability to love both ourselves and others. And so the more you express all that solar warmth and just the beautiful gleam and love of the moon, the more this world becomes a better place. And being born on that cusp, you have both of those energies. So, like I said in the first video, it can be frustrating to have such very different needs at the same time. But you can, I promise you, find ways, outlets to meld those two needs. Like I said, for me it's music, it's art, and all sorts of other stuff, videos and whatnot. But everyone has their own outlets that they need to express themselves through. And don't worry if you're being recognized for it. Just do what you love to do, follow your heart, and everything else will work out. Your audience will show up. If you build it, they will come. So, okay. Namaste.